Hello, 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 friends, and welcome. My name is Jennifer Barish. This is your weekly weather this week for May 19th through the 25th of 2025. I've had a little hiatus, but for very good reason. I became a grandma this week. So my daughter had my first grandchild on Monday, May 12th, and so I did not do weekly weather last week. I was visiting with the little one and helping my daughter and helping her to get used to having a new baby in the house. And I'll show you a picture in just a minute of Miss Sage. Sage Brooklyn was born on May 12th. The sun was in Taurus, the moon was in Scorpio. She was born right before the full moon at 11:35 a.m. and that full moon was around 12:30 on Monday. And so she is going to be a lively character, I'm sure. I am so excited. So far, she has been a beautiful, pleasant little baby, and I am just in love. It has been a wonderful experience. I can't wait to go back and see her again. So call me Gigi. If you see any post on my social media, Magical Life Astrology about Gigi, that is also me, my alter ego. I go from Jennifer to Gigi instantly, and I am so happy to do that and to enter this next phase of my life. And so I'm not the only one entering the next phase, though, friends. We all are. We have a big week ahead. This is what we've been talking about all year long. It starts out with Gemini season, which I want to talk about and show you the chart, but also we have Saturn moving into Aries. Saturn hasn't been to Aries since in the late 90s. And you may notice some of the themes coming up from like 1993 through 1997, 98. You may notice some similar themes happening for you. And if you were born during that period, you are coming into your Saturn return. So it is definitely a big time. So we've got old storylines ending in Pisces, moving into Aries energy even further. And then we're going to round out today's weather with the other new moon. Gosh, it seems like it was just a full moon, but we are leading up to a new moon next Monday. Next Monday will be Labor Day. So I want to go ahead and cover all of that in one video. And then I will jump back on and do horoscopes again a little bit later this week. But I thought you guys might like a hello Gemini season forecast. So here we go. So I am going to share my screen. So give me just a moment with the technology. Friends who know me, I'm a little behind the curve, but I'm getting there. First, I wanted to show you baby Sage. She's so beautiful. She has won my heart. She has a head of hair, but the most pleasant, sweetest disposition. You can just feel that yummy Taurus energy. That Scorpio moon hasn't come out yet, but she is just adorable and just is such a pleasure. So this is going to be my guiding light in this year and the coming years for sure. So I thought you might like to meet Sage. So welcome, little Sage, into planet Earth. And then so the second thing I wanted to show you, because we have all this Aries energy, Astro College fans, I am doing this workshop. Also, all of my magical life friends, if you are interested in knowing how this year is going to play out for you personally, you will want to come to this. It's only $39. The Dragon Within, what this does, if you know what your North and South Node are, it is taking your natal nodes and placing them at 0 degree Aries, where all this energy is, and it changes your chart. So what happens is the signs change, the houses stay the same, but your rising sign can give you some good information, your sun and your moon sign. It's just you are moving from a different beginning. And so this gives you the beginning, your soul's beginning. It gives you like your roots, where you came from, where your chart started before you were even born in a way. It's very interesting. It's called the draconic method of charting. It's a technique. It's all about Aries energy. So I hope that you will join me and find your soul path and know your starting point. So for instance, I am a Leo with an Aries Aries moon, Sag rising, lots of fire. That all transitions to Earth. In that particular chart, I am a Capricorn with a Virgo moon, which makes so much sense to me right now. I feel like a Virgo moon, and then Taurus rising. Yeah, I'm looking at my chart now. Very different energy, lots of groundedness. And so I feel like my job as a new Gigi is to help keep things grounded, keep everybody being practical. What are the steps of taking care of a new baby? You just have to make the bottles. You just have to do the laundry. You just have to make sure you have diapers and wipes, doing all the practical things. So translate that into your experience. There is a lot of practical energy in the sky right now. This is being Tuesday. We're just moving into Gemini season, but we've been in Taurus and we've got Mercury in Taurus for a few more days. But let's look at this chart. And so if you're interested, please sign up for this workshop. It's Friday, June 6th. It will be recorded. If you are busy that Friday, we will email it to you. You will have it forever. 7 p.m. It is a great way to see your starting point with this Saturn moving into Aries. Saturn's coming conjunct Neptune, right? Almost. But then they both back out into Pisces and then go back into Aries at the first of next year. So this is relevant from right now all the way in through spring of next year, February, March of next year. So you'll want to know where you start at. So come and take this workshop with me. Okay. So now let's look at Gemini season. Welcome, Gemini season. This is the chart for Tuesday, May the 20th. 3:18 p.m. is when Gemini officially began. That means the sun moved from 29 degrees of Taurus into 0 degrees of Gemini. Now, look at this chart. This sun happens to be standing next to an asteroid. This is called Hygeia. Hygeia is about health and well-being and the ways we do self-care and taking care of ourselves. So those are very close together in the sky, as well as Uranus. And Uranus is in Taurus at the last degrees of Taurus. So maybe shaking up your health routines, the way you take care of yourself. And so this echoes when I'm talking about Earth energy. Look, we have a Virgo rising chart. Again, Earth energy. The South Node is on Virgo, on that rising, on that ascendant. That's also saying that we are releasing, we are clearing, we are cleaning, we are cleansing in some kind of way. So I ask you, what are you trying to clear out? What are you trying to get rid of? What kind of junk are you trying to let go? That can be emotionally, that can be very practically, physically. What are you cleaning up? Maybe you're taking some stuff to the secondhand shop to give away or to sell. So thinking about ways that we are clearing and cleaning. I'm looking at my notes, friends, and releasing, letting go, because Saturn right now in this chart at the beginning of Gemini season, so it's a signature of the whole month, is there's something we're saying goodbye to. Some people are losing pets. I know a couple people who have been in hospice. No joke, like there are souls leaving the earth right now. It doesn't have to be as serious as that, but it might be for you. My apologies and prayers and good wishes if it is. But other things are leaving. It could be relationships, could be jobs, could be your old car. You're getting rid of it and you're getting a new car. It's time to get into Aries season. We're getting in the fast lane. Aries is all about fast and speed and quick and do it right now. Pisces, though, is about memories and about hanging on to the past and about remembering and being attached, all the things we're attached to because we just love them so much. And Saturn is saying it's time to let those go now. We're coming to the end. We're coming to a final chapter in the astrology right now, and we're moving into something new. So I want you to be thinking about that. Saturn is working. If you see this little, these blue lines, this triangle, this is called a talent trine or talent triangle. Saturn is working very closely with Pluto, saying it's time to transform. And with the sun up here and with the Hygeia, that health, and actually with Uranus too, something new, something surprising, something you never thought of before, a new way of doing something. So all of this, when we see echoes in the astrology, you see that same kind of theme, clearing and cleansing and getting rid of stuff, as well as endings and beginnings. Like something is leaving, it's making way for this new thing to come in. Okay, so Moon in Pisces in this chart as well, as the North Node and Saturn here, saying that we're letting go of something, we're saying goodbye. So this can be, a tough season in some ways, but in other ways, it depends on how you look at it. Are you fearful of change, or do you embrace change? Now, if you're Gemini native, you're probably saying, yay, it's time. Let's go. Let's get new things up and moving and started, because Gemini is quick and fast. It's ruled by Mercury. It is ready for, brand new things to come in. But, if you're a water sign, this could be a harder time for you. So, give yourself some space, give yourself some room to grieve, to, maybe feel a little under the weather, need some time alone, some solace, some solitude. It's a great time, thinking about health aspects, to meditate, to get out your Calm app, or yeah, I believe it's called Insight Timer. There are ways that even on YouTube, meditation is everywhere. There are guided meditations. If you're feeling like, life is just too much, you can jump on YouTube and you can find a little meditation, and you just close your eyes and listen and just receive. It can take you to another place. It can take you out of that mental headspace, that chatter, which is so apropos for Gemini season, because Gemini is really busy and chattery and things move fast. It's the student teacher vibe. You're either learning something or you're teaching something. It's quick-witted. I think about like a chess game where people are thinking 5 steps ahead. In Gemini season, you will be thinking 5 steps ahead. What is the plan? And with the entrance into Gemini, and we have that sun trining Saturn right now, there's a plan that is forming somehow. There is order that's coming to this thing, this way that you've been thinking about things. Maybe you're getting your ducks in a row. You're paying your bills. You are planning for a trip coming up. Summer is coming, so maybe you're making summer plans. There are list happenings. There are to-do lists. I know at my house I have flowers that I bought last weekend that need planted, and I've got flower beds to clean out. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to power wash the deck, and then I need to paint it, and just lots of activity, lots of movement. But Gemini brings more of a social flavor to it. So I know that this chart here for the month has this maybe little piece where you need some solitude. You're also going to need some interaction. So things speed up. People are going to be calling. Let's go out to eat. Let's get together. How can we do things together in partnership? Gemini is the sign of the twins. So things coming in twos, things coming in pairs. I didn't buy just one shirt. I brought two, one in red and one in blue, because I like this shirt so much. So thinking about how things come in pairs. Last year in Gemini season, I wanted to take a workshop, but there were 2 choices. I couldn't decide, so I had to buy 2 of them. So all year I've been working on 2 astrology courses, a medical astrology and a Hellenistic astrology, because I love it so much. So I'm learning them in that track together. So you may be doing the same thing during Gemini season. Okay, I want to look at my notes for just a second, so bear with me. I want to make sure I told you everything. Gemini, being ruled by Mercury, is light, airy, and quick. We are going into the air, so be thinking about that like you're flying a kite. You are taking off into air, and Pluto, is also in an air sign, so you may feel more influence of the future, what's coming up. Even technology can play into that somehow. Maybe you are deciding for the first time, oh, I can do Zoom. I can jump on there with family and visit somebody, across the world. It's the sign of intelligence and wit, quick thinking. You're sure to get some insights this month. You're going to find many activities, hobbies, arts and crafts, things that pique your interest, and you're going to be juggling, trying to manage it all. This is the multitasker month, and if you have Gemini energy, you just don't care, because that's how they roll. They are driving while eating, while on their phone when they shouldn't be, but doing lots of things. My dad is a Gemini, and so he will be watching TV, reading a book, and eating at the same time. That is one of my fondest memories of him, that he does that, and has always done that. Just always has multiple things going on, and that's how this month is going to be. So Gemini season begins on Tuesday. And then that sun is sextiling Saturn. That is a positive aspect, okay? Things are getting in order. We're seeing a plan. We're doing our necessary tasks, things that need to be done. We're making time for what's important, and it may be a little more serious on Tuesday. On Thursday, good harmonious energy. We have Venus and Mars. So Venus is the female energy, Mars is the masculine energy. Venus is in Aries, Mars is in Leo. They are talking in a trine together. They're getting along. It's reconciliation energy, good date night, getting on the same page, compromise. A good day to talk about something important, to soothe discord, to come to an agreement about something that maybe you weren't seeing eye to eye with. And helping this energy on what day did I say? On Thursday, May 22nd, is the sun is sextile, which is another one of those positive aspects all week, friends. Best days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, energy is good. If you need to put out an email, if you need to communicate something, if you need to have some type of legal agreement, things are going to be working in your favor. These are some of the best energies of the month, of the next several months. One of the top 5 of the year, I would say. Really good flowing communicative energy. So if you're working on a partnership or a contract or a legal agreement, this is really good for this right now. So, but when we have Venus and Mars working together, that is that yin and yang, they are coming together in agreement, into accord, into compromise. And helping this, the sun is also sextiling Neptune, and that's all about harmony and fun. It's aesthetically pleasing. So thinking about going to a concert, going to a play, the movies, getting out in nature, things can feel more romantic. Also, Neptune rules like esoteric things like yoga and meditation, tarot, mediumship. So any of those woo-woo things you're getting into, Thursday night is a good time for that. All right, then we move on to Saturday, the 24th, May 24th. This is a big day. This is a big day because the sun is talking positively to Pluto. They are in a trine together. You may see positive, like superpowers. I can see, like in the news, some of the countries starting to work together where there had been power plays before. Maybe thinking about, Russia and the Ukraine, starting to see some kind of accord, something comes out, but they're able to work with it, making changes, transformations. Maybe you're doing a remodel at home. Something is coming out that you didn't know, but it makes sense and it's going to work, and that's going to be good. And along with that, we have Mercury and Uranus holding hands in the sky. So Mercury is all about communication. It's the way we think, it's the way we talk, it's the way we express what we need to say, what we need, what's on our mind, what our mental processes are. And then Uranus is like the lightning planet of change. It's the way you beat your own drum. It's the way you stand out. It's the way you do things differently. Uranus in your chart is how you will be weird, how you will be different. So go and look at your chart and see what is my Uranus, and you'll get a sense of it, whatever sign. And it's like, oh yeah, I have Uranus, is in Leo. And so I have this little thing, like whenever I dress up, that's how I stand out, when I put my high heels on, or, I have, brightly colored things. I'm thinking about like peacock energy. That's if your Uranus is in Leo, that's how that'll stand out. And that would be very different from like Uranus and Taurus. So that's a person who stands out by being really solid, salt of the earth. They get stubborn, where other people are fluid. They're like, no, they can hold the line. This is a leader in this way. Anyway, Mercury is holding hands in the sky with Uranus. They will be together. That is going to give you insight, epiphanies, another echoing of finding out something that you didn't know, like a surprise, like a gender reveal. Somebody's pregnant, somebody's getting married out of the blue. It is shocking. It doesn't have to be big, but it could be. So just be listening for that announcement, that new thing that you're getting ready to learn about that's going to come in over the weekend, Saturday, could be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And that is also, friends, when Saturn moves into Aries, what I've been talking about, all this Aries energy. So I want to show you that chart again. I'm going to share my screen. And then we're going into Saturn and Aries. Here is the chart. You'll look down here. Saturn is this little cross symbol that has like a little wave off of it. It's at 0 degrees Aries. It is holding hands with Neptune as it is approaching. Now, it does not come completely conjunct Neptune yet, but it is enacting this energy. And you're saying, what does that mean? So Neptune had been in Pisces for several years and has just moved into Aries. Neptune is our dreams, it's our escapism, it is all the arts and film and drama, it's the storytelling. It can be elusive, illusion type of elusive, like it's stories we can make up about things that aren't true. It can also, on that's all high side, on the low side, it can be deceit or lies or things that aren't real. But let's take it to the dreamy side. This is your dreams, this is your hopes, your wishes. And if we have Saturn coming into that, Saturn is saying, if you want those dreams to be real, you've got to do the work. Saturn is all of the steps. Saturn is the plan. Saturn is the blueprints of this is how we get to those dreams. This is how we get them done. And so something is coming into your life right now that says if this is your dream, you're going to have to do the work. Here's how you're going to initiate this. Now, those two they're not conjunct yet, but they're coming close. And so Saturn coming into that Aries point creates this big Aries stellium that is four or more planets or asteroids grouped together. Everything there in Aries, we've been in Pisces, and Pisces has been kind of dragging us down. Now, Aries is like, let's get it done. It's time to get it done. We're going to move fast. Aries is all about quick thinking, quick working. It's a need for speed. It is a race car driving on the racetrack. And so, but Saturn doesn't like to go fast now. So there's going to be a little bit of conflict. You know, there might have to be some rules about how we go fast. You might have to give some people time to catch up about how we go fast. But we are definitely in the throes of Aries season. So I hope you'll take advantage of my Dragon workshop where you learn that Aries point for yourself. Okay. So these are in second house. So seeing this initiation chart in second house makes me think about our money, our self-worth, what we care about, what matters to us, our security. So I think that there are going to be questions with this pass of Saturn and Aries. Now, keep in mind, Saturn is going to go retrograde actually on Labor Day. So we've got just this little window between now, May 25th, and September 1st, where we will have Saturn in Aries, okay? Right now it's at 0 degrees. So it's going to move forward a bit. It's going to come to Labor Day. It's going to go retrograde. It's going to back up into Pisces again. It's going to go back to like 25 degrees Pisces. And then guess what? We get to do this again in February 13th. So around Valentine's Day, we are at 0 degrees Aries again. So let's think about that. So right now, May 25th, then we've got September 1st, 0 degrees Aries. Then we've got February 13th of 2026. So 3 times we will see this energy, and this is the first time of it. So this may be the introduction of that dream. Think about Mr. Miyagi. You know, he had Daniel wax on, wax off. If you remember, if you're old like me, you remember that movie. And Daniel had no idea why. Why are we doing this work? what does this have to do with karate? He's like, if you want to master it, you have to do the work. And it took some time for Daniel to see, like, oh, that's why I'm doing this. So then when I need it, I have it in my reflexes. I can do it quick, I can do it fast, and it is a part of me. It's inherently in me. So I want you to think about how um, structures are coming into your life, how routines, how things that you need to switch up and change up have just kind of arrived. This could also be a person. Saturn is that grandmother, grandfather energy as well. So maybe that's me and my granddaughter's chart or my daughter's chart. Maybe to have a family is my daughter's dream. And so here comes that Saturn, that old time, that timekeeper, that governor type of energy saying, here's how you got to do it. Here's how you make all these routines work. You're going to have to use your alarm so you wake up to feed the baby. You're going to have to remind yourself every day to go make bottles. You're going to have to remember to go to the store and get diapers or order them on Amazon. You know, getting into that routine and seeing how I can make this work. And keep in mind, my daughter's 23. She was a college student a few years ago. You know, she was used to a very different lifestyle. It was all fun and whatever she wanted to do, whenever she wanted to do it. Well, now she has a baby. Very different, right? Also, with this chart, we have a Capricorn ascendant or Capricorn rising. That's saying there's a serious factor here. Capricorn is asking us to grow up. It's asking us to mature. It's asking us to move to the next level. So I want you to think about that in your life. So that's an echo. Two types. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Two types of Saturn energy saying it's time to mature. If you want this dream, it's time to grow up around something. It's time to get serious. Oh my gosh, very practical. And we have a Taurus moon during this Saturn moving into Aries transit saying that it's time to do the work if we want the dream. And you've heard me say that many times. So let us know how Saturn's playing out for you. I would love to have you make a comment. I will put some of this information out on social media for Astro College. And please let us know. Send us a message. You know, how is Saturn in Aries working in your life? What was ending in Pisces? It could be a job. It could be a relationship. It could be, like I said, you get a new car. Maybe you get a new dishwasher. Your old dishwasher gave out. Now you've got this new dishwasher and you can do your routines better. It's hard to say how it's going to actually play out for you, but I do think it's going to have something to do collectively with our safety, our security, because it is in second house, what makes us feel whole and good. Okay, so that's the second thing we needed to talk about this week. I'm going to stop this share for just a moment and come back to my notes because I wanted to tell you as well. Let's see about during this Saturn into Aries. That was Saturday or coming up on Saturday. Then we've got Sunday right before Memorial Day. Mercury is going to move into Gemini. So he is joining the sun. So he's been in Taurus. So things may feel a little slower if you're working on something, even the entry into Gemini season. But as we get into the weekend, Mercury goes into Gemini. That's quick thinking, fluid thought. It's wittiness. It's that chess player energy. You're definitely going to be able to see and speak to moving five moves ahead. It's fast, bright, speedy language. It's kind of like drinking a Monster energy drink. I think about the younger people. I don't drink them, but I'll have 3 cups of coffee some mornings, and then all of a sudden you are just like in the zone to the point you're almost shaking, right? Focus, focus, focus. Mercury integresses into Gemini, and we can think multiple thoughts. We are getting all the tasks done. Things are moving fast. That's the thing about Mercury and Gemini. Mercury is also going to be sextiling Saturn, that old man, that fun governor. Earlier in the week, Saturn and the sun were talking together on Tuesday. Now that's coming into Mercury, our mental spaces. You're getting mentally organized. You're making plans, partnerships. Your inner world may become more external because we've got these 2 in Gemini now. We're involving others. We're seeing pairs of things. We're planning trips, social activities. Summer is coming. What are you doing this summer? You're making lots of plans. And then on Monday, we have the new moon. The new moon is happening at 11-ish p.m. here on the East Coast. It is bringing us flexibility, the idea that we want to try something new. Mercury is sextile Neptune, and I want to show you that chart again. So we'll go back to the screen share. Let me find my charts, friends. We gotta flip them around. Don't panic. Multiple charts. This is the new moon in Gemini. So you see the sun and the moon together in the sky. It's a dark sky. It's a quiet sky. Well, with Gemini, relatively quiet, usually a new moon, but it is definitely the beginning of a new cycle, a new cycle of communication. Notice again, this is also that Capricorn rising. So there's a seriousness to it. There's a maturity in that communication. We're talking like grown-ups now. We're not fighting like kids. We are having serious conversations. We are planning. Maybe we are teaching something or we are learning something we didn't know before in Gemini. And Jupiter is here helping with this kind of last hurrah of Jupiter in Gemini, because in June, Jupiter is going to move into the sign of Cancer. And so all the Gemini and things that we have done since last May, because Jupiter went into Gemini late last May, so it'll stay in a sign for a year. Um, Notice how you've done multiple things. Think back to all the projects and tasks and things you've learned and things you have uh, uh, like hobbies and sports, and it could even be just little side adventures and trips, or in my world flowers play a big part, all my flower beds, all the different activities that you have taken on. Well, something is kind of coming to a culmination, because when Jupiter goes into Cancer, it's switching signs. It's becoming a little softer, a little more feminine, a little less wordy, a little more feeling. But now we're still wordy, we're still lively. Sometimes the image for Gemini is like the guys who use the swords, fencing. Kids can take fencing in school, and I think about fencers, that parry and thrust, that back and forth kind of energy. And Jupiter and Gemini, Jupiter is how we're growing that energy. We've been growing through that back and forth conversation, that either or, not just either or and, as one of my friends says to me all the time. It's not just, it's this or this, it's this and this. It's them together. It's multiples. It's pairs. It's being able to bring two things that were very different alike. And so that is culminating in this month. So I'm interested to see what else Jupiter brings us. What other sets of two, that dual track, almost like train tracks, that are happening. So I see that in this chart. And then notice this nice talent trine, which we talked about before, that is still happening, a signature of this new moon with this Saturn and Neptune energy, bringing that structure to the dream. Neptune is also our spirituality. So maybe there's something that's changing about your spiritual practices. And I hope that you make astrology part of your spiritual practice. I use it. I look at my charts every day. I get to know where the moon is. I want to know what's changing. And it helps me to set the tone for, this is how I'm going to respond and react. So just by watching this, you have already, set your day, your week, your month ahead, your moon cycle, whether it's the new moon or the full moon, and kind of getting your bearings, getting your grounding. So in some ways, this has become a part of your spiritual practice, your spiritual routine. And Saturn is making it solid for us. Saturn is saying, let's nail it down. Let's make a plan. Let's put it in our planner. I will add certain dates in my planner. So like I said, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week, put them down for good communication days, good agreement days, good negotiation type of days. Jupiter is bringing abundance with that Gemini energy here. So we still have Mercury here And so we have lots of Gemini energy. It talks positively to the Aries energy, along with this maturing, this getting older, this thinking about it in a bigger, wiser way, maybe differently than we thought about it before, because we're planning for the future. And you're going to feel that future, and maybe you can't completely get there yet. Maybe a lot is still holding you back. You've still got responsibilities you've got to take care of. That would be Saturn saying you've got to get all your ducks in a row before you can make this change to something new. Maybe some of you are finishing up schooling before you begin a new career. Maybe it's you've got a side gig, but you've got to get it off the ground. You've got to finish trainings and workshops. That would be Jupiter and Gemini saying, find all your tracks, find all your learning, get that stuff done, have your certifications before you leave your first job to move into your second job. But see, that is coming into us right now, here at the end of May and even into June, seeing the new path. And like I said, you've got 3 times to get there. You've got right now in May, that's the introduction, it's the beginning. This is what I want. And then in September, whenever we're back at that zero Aries point, again, we are being able to revisit this energy, this new beginning. It's becoming more common. We're speaking it into existence. We are living with it as a reality. We're really thinking about it. This is what we want to do. But maybe during that Saturn retrograde through the fall, we still have some things that are left over that we have to work on, that we're not quite there yet. So a good example would be my son, my youngest, just got his driving permit, right? Like a week ago. So that would fit within this time period. So he's just now becoming a driver, right? So that's the first pass, and we are taking him out. I'm riding along with him sometimes with my hands over my eyes, going, stop, 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 stop. It's scaring me to pieces, right? So that's the first pass. So the second pass this fall, he will have had all of his driving instruction, have went through his classes this summer. He'll have so many of his hours in. He'll have a car, but still he needs some help. So he can see that he's almost a driver. He wants it so bad. It'll happen, in November and December. He'll be able to drive alone. He'll have his independence, but he's not quite there yet. So see how that he's still being held back just a little bit. He still needs the help of his mom and dad, the older people, before he can really take off and become as independent as he wants to be. So September, something's still holding us back. And then we get through the fall, and then we get into the first of next year. And then all of a sudden they come together again right before Valentine's Day. And then we're going to see that independence where we can finally fly free. Saturn is saying, okay, I'm on board. You've got the plan. You did your work. You took all your classes. You got your certifications. You did all your hours. You've got all the rules in place, all the things that you needed to do. You were able to do that. And so now you have passed the test. February 13th is here. February, March of next year, you are ready to fly into the future. You're ready for that brand new thing, and the energy is supporting you. It is beautiful. It is exciting. I know I have waxed on. I don't even know how long this recording is, but that's what's happening this week, friends. We have Gemini season. We have Saturn moving into Aries, and we have this beautiful new moon bringing all of that into light. We're talking about it. We're thinking about it. We are making plans. I would love to hear what your plans are. You've already heard so many of mine, just being a mom with my granddaughter and with my son. I am so excited for you. I send you many blessings, lots of love. And until next week, we'll just rest here. Start your new moon cycle with a little ceremony. Light yourself a candle. Get yourself a little Post-it note checklist to write on. What do you want for this new moon? What do you want for this first pass of Saturn and Neptune coming together? We are flying into the future. Now, being fire, it's super exciting for me. It may not be as exciting for you. I will hold space with you, friend. Find your fire people. Find your air people, They will help you. It's like getting on a roller coaster and you got to hold your friend or your husband or your boyfriend's hand and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared. We're going up to the top and you're up there and then all of a sudden when it goes down, your eyes are closed at first, but then you open your eyes and you're like, oh my God, I'm flying. This feels like flying. Okay, I get it. This is exciting. Now, when you hit the dip, your stomach, lurches and you're like, oh my gosh, it's too much. It's too much. You may feel like that a little bit. I won't lie, but you are going to live. Everybody who gets on a roller coaster, that's the thing. You may be scared to death, but you always get off at the end. You're going to be fine. You're going to do fine. Let me know how I can support you, friends. Please come to the Draconic workshop. I would love to have you there. And then we will be doing the next full moon meetup. You'll be hearing about that. Follow us on astrocollege.com, magicallifeastrology.com. That's my tag. Go out on the socials. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on Blue Sky. We're on lots of things. Look, and my name is Jennifer Barish again for Astro College. Look for us. We would love to help you on your astrological journey and help you make this a part of your spiritual practice, your routine, just like knowing the weather outside. I have windows over here. It's sunny, it's breezy, knowing the weather outside. It was raining today. Don't you want to know when it's energetically raining or when the heavens are blessing you? And I would say the heavens are blessing you this week. They are bringing in something new, and we are ready to get on our roller coaster. So hang in there. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. It's positive. It's supporting you. Even if there are endings that are making you a little sad right now, it will be good. The positive energy is here, bringing us into the new and into the next. So take good care of yourself. Do your self-care. Do all the things that make you feel good. Bake yourself some cookies if you need to. And I'll see you next week. Wishing you all the best, friends.